Let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing, as unto a faithful Creator. This is part of the verse we read today earlier. I just felt led to go back 19, number of finality. The final statement of the chapter is this: there will be some suffering for him. Think about it. A lot of people had to suffer a choice between him, your job, and a needle in 2020. That's some serious suffering. Suffering to where you had to put a diaper on. They opened up the church and brought the needle in. Okay? But that's not according to the will. But see, here was what the devil did. He told people and stuffed it in their mouth through their rotten, stank pastors that this was the will of God and that the needle came from God, when we all know it did not. Suffering. We're suffering for the love of Christ because that's what we believe in as his bride, him being the bridegroom. There will be some suffering because the enemy knows who we are. That's why he put these games and rules out here, because to wear out the saints, not only for the Jews that he was trying to kill, Revelation chapter 12, but also us in the time of grace. And how is he trying to wear out the saints in the time of grace? With doctrine, with false belief, wearing you out with slothfulness of spirituality. The Bible says here that you must commit the keeping of your souls. By what? In well doing. That means you still got to live your life. You still got to go out and do what you got to do. But you are doing that committed to God as his bride. He is the bridegroom. Keeping their souls to him who is the faithful Creator. We talked about earlier what? Where that the righteous will barely be saved, because barely is the synonym to scarcely saved. It has an entendre, a double meaning. Very few will be saved, but barely also means in the nick of time being saved. That's also, folks, raptoro, snatched, to be caught up in the nick of time. Barely, I showed you that on earlier video. So over here, when I'm showing y'all stuff, we ain't just surface reading. I've been doing this a long time, way before YouTube. This is how I was taught. This is how I teach. We have to deep dive, word examine. It brings you a whole new perspective. When you get in the word and study and you do what the Bible tells us to do, study to show yourself approved. You're not approved if you just surface reading and you're being ear tickled. Okay, that's not going to get you nowhere. The Bible says that's going to get you in the lane of the sinner and the ungodly. Where will they appear? They're going to appear just as that loaf of bread that's fully molded, and you was able to barely save a few slices of bread out of it. Okay? But this part is about doing good works, that those that don't believe in that, because Satan is, again, that's how a lot of people are suffering, because of that bad doctrine. But just as it says in Titus, we are to maintain good works. Just as, again, Paul and Silas maintained good works when they got everybody saved in the prison. When they prayed and the earthquake came. Notice, earthquake. All throughout the Bible, earthquakes. What are we looking at today? Earthquakes. We're suffering this world through the evil leadership and conditions that things are going on. Even in this grace age, we're still suffering it because it's a battle. It's a constant daily fight. Okay? Keeping. How do you, so you're overcoming by your well-doing, folks. That's what the third servant was supposed to do. He wasn't well-doing. He hid his talent. And the little bit that he had got snatched and thrown and given to those who had the most. And he got tossed into outer darkness. Don't get tossed into outer darkness, folks. Let's continue to stay watchful and prayed up. Peace.